Okay, so we're not broadcasting anymore, we're just recording because
This is
broadcast.
This is part two. This
is part two.
This is coming up later on. That you don't know, but we know.
And then the joke I made last time, ha ha
I think
Alright,
I think right now we should have our final word. You can go first.
Sherlock Holmes.
Bird is the word.
If you have your clan, cool. I'm Sherlock Holmes. If we're living in a figurative world where werewolves exist, there are other werewolf hunters. I'm not going to be the only one hunting you. There's other werewolf hunters hunting werewolves. I have access to the queen, which has access to higher advanced technologies. You're a werewolf. You're good for close quarters. I could get my hands on a silver crossbow. Silver gun. I have guns. I got range. I got Watson, who probably has a bunch of weird alchemy shit. I'm not going into this alone. You go anywhere, you're putting yourself in danger of me finding you or some other werewolf hunter finding you. Go.
Okay. So, okay, just to get an overall summary. Okay, so like I said, my werewolf has 1,000 years worth of experience, knowledge, and skill. So dealing with weapons and all that stuff. And just to say, Sherlock Holmes was like in the 70s, 80s? I mean, not even 80s. Like somewhere in that old period where they didn't really have advanced technology. Maybe to them it was somewhat advanced technology. So
This isn't helping your case.
my werewolf that can fly can totally beat Sherlock Holmes, even if he is holding that axe or whatever, and he gets these weapons. My werewolf will know how to take him out because he's dealt with weapons. He's dealt with people coming after him and trying to shoot him with silver bullets, with I don't know, silver bow and arrows, whatever. I don't care, whatever you wanna say that's silver. That's why he's lived so long. And plus the fact that he can fly gives him more agility, more advantage. How can you try and shoot a werewolf out of the sky with a gun or a bow and arrow? Most of the time you're gonna miss because it's really hard, because I've been shooting before. And especially those flying discs that go and you have to shoot it out of the air. It's hard. And that's why... No, you already finished. So
You brought up something else that we didn't even discuss. You brought up time. Era. If we're going by that, we're not fighting in the future. We're fighting in Sherlock Holmes time, which means war? World wars?
experience.
No experience because there's no war.
Yeah, there was. War's been going on since the beginning of time, when tribes came and they didn't like each other. They fought. That was their own type of war right there, because one had to eliminate one from the other. The times of war been around forever. There's no such thing as war. It has never happened.
Okay, then. How much experience do you have with shooting a gun? To shoot those discs? None. If we're living in their era,
which means
they have experience, which means they could easily hit something out of the air.
Okay, since you're going with that.
Did you know Sherlock Holmes was an avid hunter?
Okay, let me tell you. Okay,
You're also drunk.
with those yeah, that's true. But
therein lies his brilliance. Drink alcohol. I'm just kidding.
He was still a dead-on shot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how hard it is to shoot with an old-fashioned gun? Even with, like, okay, let's say, I don't know, I'm pretty sure it's more far behind.
Who the fuck back in that day carries just one gun?
Wait. Let me explain. I let you explain. Now let me explain.
Shh.
Yeah.
It's like listening to a lover's quarrel.
Yeah, I know, right? What do you call it? So,
Baby,
those
wait,
guns.
baby, no, don't just, baby, just listen.
Baby, please don't go.
As far as with my knowledge of my forensics and all that stuff, so bringing in some schoolwork here, yes, some schoolwork.
Go to school.
Every gun has a different type of wear on it, and that wear contributes to the aiming. He might be good with maybe a certain gun that he uses all the time, but since you said he can get silver stuff from the queen at that time, that means he's not used to those type of weapons, and that can throw off his aiming because of that wear. And plus, a
If you
bullet can
calibrate
ricochet.
it right, it's the same. Most werewolves are poor. You have a total of what, maybe 6 hours to get at me? After that, you are useless and I can easily take you down. Your time frame is 6 hours. And that's only once a month.
But at this time, they're going at each other like that, so.
I'm hunting you down, you're saying you're running away, you have a 6 hour lifespan.
I'm not running away.
Depending
I just said that you can't reach
You-
me because I could stay at a distance from
Yeah, and if you're keeping a distance instead of coming at me, you're wasting time. You have 6 hours. By the time that sun peaks over, you're done.
you. Okay, so since we're bringing weapons into it, then I can just take one of your weapons. I'm pretty sure you'll empty out sometime, and then you won't have nothing left.
Sure.
And then I just come after you.
But I have Watson. Give my weapon to him, he reloads it. I'm protecting Watson's back.
Then I could just call out my werewolf clan.
I call in other werewolf hunters. Have you seen Hansel and Gretel? They're pretty badass.
Were they in that time period?
Yeah, it was actually set in the time period of Sherlock Holmes.
So you would need time to go all the way the heck across the country because they didn't have cell phones or any instant type of communication.
Carrier pigeons.
I could just eat them out of there.
Bless you.
How do you know that I sent them or where they're going? For all you know, some random person is saying it down. You're distracted with me.
Okay, well in that case, that would take all those other people.
And who's to say that they're not nearby already? Who's to
Because
say that we ended up fighting in the woods and that woods just so happens to have other werewolf hunters? Who's to say that I'm the only person hunting down these werewolves in my area?
okay, well then who's to say that I have a bunch of werewolves that could outnumber your werewolf hunters and kill them?
But chances of that is that they're all young and inexperienced, and you're the only experienced one there. I have other werewolf hunters around who would have experience.
You don't know. They could be inexperienced too.
True. Which means, even so, it's a 50-50 chance that they're all going to slaughter each other, and it's just going to be you, me, and Watson.
Watson could die too because I'm pretty sure he'll be fighting one of the.
Well, here's the
werewolves.
thing. If he's with me, he's experienced.
Have you seen Watson? He's always the
You
one
guys
that's
are always
poking
supposed to
behind.
say one more thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
okay,
Okay, so
stop.
that's it. That's it.
Stop.
That's it. With that alone.
Sorry.
Oh fuck.
If you would have used Underworld's reference, use Whistle.
I can't because it would
It doesn't
it was
matter if
far.
it's his time period or not. Because if you would have used Underworld's reference of the werewolves, they wouldn't die just like the vampires. They would live thousands and thousands of years, and they would still have the agility and speed if you would have used that. Jerome won for my idea.
What do you think, Ray? Didn't I
So-
mention something like that? I was like,
No.
No,
he could
you
be-
mentioned a werewolf, but you didn't mention what kind of werewolf.
Yeah, I did. I said that was his age, but
Yeah,
not about
1,000
physical.
years.
He could be young. That's what I said.
Yeah, that's the only thing you said. You didn't say like you should have brought up like a movie reference, and it would have been better. But
But
you
that-
only said
But that's
not like
that's
Twilight.
not-
Those stupid.
Yeah.
Since when is 1,000 years young for a werewolf? Unless you're using the movie Underworld, where they keep their agility all the fucking time. Which you didn't. I brought up the whole point, well, he's 1,000 years. What happens when you age? You slow down.
And that's when I said I could fly. But I said, who's to tell that he's even old? That's just his age.
That's true.
His appearance could be young and have that abilities. That's what I said.
And then you completely abandoned that and went to flying when I brought up the whole age shit. And argued with it just a little bit.
Yeah, that is
You
true.
abandoned
That is
it
true. That
and
is
went
true.
with flying, saying that that's your agility.
I said in
God
that
damn it.
case.
Hang on,
that it
hang on,
could
hang
be-
on. And commence.
Okay, so point being, I got you to completely forget about the agility thing for a good amount of time, and say that your agility comes from your flying.
Okay, but I like I said, I said.
Now, Rudy,
Wait, hey,
before we
hey, you
continue-
got to speak. You got
before
to
we
speak. That's
continue
not fair.
going off in an argument, I'll just bring up old points.
I would like to say at least 1 point.
Old points?
I'll allow
Are
it.
you bringing up old points? Because I brought up old points.
Yes, because I'm bringing out old points.
Okay.
I'll allow
And
it.
he got more than 1 point just to point it out.
I'll allow it!
I said that he had 1,000 years of surviving, so he had that experience and knowledge to deal with all those people that were coming after him. So that's why he lived that long, and he has a lot more experience and knowledge than Sherlock Holmes would.
The world's greatest detective.
He can be better than that.
Did you watch?
Anyways, we're not arguing. Not arguing.
Okay, okay,
I brought up the Sherlock Holmes movie, which because of werewolf.
But not this
Fuck. Ruby, you voted for Jerome, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because only if he would, like I said, if he would have brought Underworld, he would have, no matter what, beat him.
I
I know,
Wait,
Eli,
wait,
Eli
oh.
did bring up the whole strength thing. I have that in mind.
no, I was gonna say like
I got you, bro.
cover your ears so you don't hear this. Okay, so what do you call it? You were saying that, but knowledge is. Sherlock Holmes is especially skilled in knowledge. He doesn't have strength. He doesn't have none of that. He just has knowledge. That's where he works on most of that stuff. Yes, he knows some pressure points and stuff, but he's not strong or anything like that.
Have you seen
And
Sherlock Holmes
wait,
movie?
hold on. Yes, I've seen it. What do you call it? And he has way more experience and knowledge than him, so that means he can outwit him since he's smart, but he's smarter.
Why are you yelling at the child?
Why did I have to cover my ears?
I don't
Because I
know.
had to say something that might influence your decision.
Yeah, fuck that.
So that's why I said to cover your ears.
Eli, stop destroying our banner.
Well, it's because I want to sit down. My feet are hurting.
Come on, just sit on my lap.
This was so fucking...
Woo! Shit. Well.
And then once you're done making the decision, I'll say what I was gonna say.
It's because I have some things in mind, but then those would be my points, and I don't want to do that.
This is like the most intense one.
Yeah, I gotta admit, it's really like.
And
Really
this was supposed to be a tiebreaker. goddammit. Jesus. Damn it! I had to not make points. That's the hard part.
That's what Ruby
Because you
does. She's
didn't-
like pointing out everything.
Huh?
I said that's how Ruby is. She likes to point out like stuff.
You did mention he could fly, but not how you would use it in battle.
You also said you'd keep your distance a lot. Which you're close.
Hey, you
quarters-
can't help her. You can't help her. That means I get to say stuff if you get to say stuff.
About fighting? Go ahead.
I say you disregard that.
I disregard
Ow.
that.
Sorry.
You asked for it. Don't complain.
He's a bony butt.
Well then.
You asked for it.
Yeah, I was like, you should have never
You
said.
know he's a bony butt. You married it. Oh.
You know, I probably should have used that when I was what do you call it? When I was
I don't know what to say. I mean,
when I was fighting Jerome.
What, I'm
very,
No.
very well said.
No, not
Points,
that.
all of you. Jerome.
I like how everyone gets quiet.
Ow!
I like how everyone gets quiet. They're like,
Especially the viewers.
I know.
Anyway,
Scoot over because you don't want me sitting on your lap.
I'm going to have to give it to Jerome.
Okay, so okay, I don't. That's okay.
Only because Sherlock. Well, he referenced the movie Sherlock Holmes, in which there are werewolves and stuff like that.
I haven't even seen the movie, honestly. I was hoping there was werewolves.
Well, to be honest, I don't think there were, but
I
think they did. They have messed with what is it, Jack the Ripper. Anyway. No, but then I'm influencing it because I'm thinking of that certain time period. No, well, during that time, Sherlock Holmes is a good shot. He would have connections everywhere. And he would be obsessive compulsive about all that stuff. Even in regards to gun maintenance. I guess the werewolf would have won if you had that 1,000 years old thing.
The
And
underground.
Sherlock Holmes is immortal. He could have used the flight as an element of surprise. Only because Sherlock probably wouldn't have known that you could fly, unless you just like use it all willy-nilly. If that's a thing, if that's a word people say anymore. Don't stare at me like that.
No, I'm just listening. I'm listening to what you're saying. No, because I'm trying to take in everything. So
Just that you could have played on the flight a little more.
I mean, even if you did
Because
play
even
on
if they were werewolf hunters, you're the only one with flight, I'm assuming.
and then he would be a specialty werewolf. Which means, Sherlock Holmes is going to do research and he's going to find something in history about a flying werewolf.
Mm,
And that's when I could have argued that he probably doesn't use the flight all too often. Especially if a werewolf is trying to lay low, which usually they try to do.
And
So
then
wait, who'd you go with then?
Underworld.
okay, so I can tell you now. Okay, what do you call it? I was gonna tell you that. Okay, Sherlock Holmes basically goes off of his knowledge, like you know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's not that strong. He's not that whatever. He basically how do you say, strategize his self. Thank you, with his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yet this, like I said, this werewolf has way more knowledge than him, and he could outwit Sherlock Holmes because of that. And like I said, he does have the experience with people coming and hunting him and whatnot and stuff like that. So that would give him the advantage, a big advantage over Sherlock Holmes.
Well, if you would have said Underworld too,
You and
if you would have used Underworld too, at the same time, an Underworld, they
so,
learned
oh my
how to
God.
control their
Underworld, didn't they have like machine guns and stuff like
yeah,
that?
let me finish.
Well,
I was like, that wasn't in their era then.
Finish. It doesn't matter. If you
Yeah, it
use
does,
that
because we're
reference.
talking about that
No,
era.
You can still use that reference.
they
Either way,
they stood the test of time, I guess is what you're
Yeah.
saying. Like
Oh.
they're
either way,
passed down.
back
in
then,
age.
you didn't have to use just a full moon because they created one that was half man, half wolf, and he can turn out to be a werewolf anytime he wanted to, even during the day.
That's true.
Yeah, but then Jerome could have, could have been like, well, that could have been in a different era and blah, 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 not this one.
It was back in the days before they went to.
So now you're
So if you're
argumentative. Now you're argumentative.
If you reference
saying.
Underworld 3, which takes place way before.
Yeah. way before you could have won.
But
That's what I'm just saying.
Okay, well, like I said, I think in my opinion that, like, not being biased, because I did admit when I was defeated. What do you call it? I think he would have won just because I think he could have outwitted Sherlock Holmes and because of that.
I don't know. I guess it's all based on what we use.
Yeah.
If I would have used that, I would have won.
See, if he used Underworld, he would have won. But since he didn't, he's a werewolf of time.
Is that it for today? I guess.
Well, yeah, because we have to kind of go. Unless we try and come back with my mom's van.